Hey there, and welcome. So you're starting university? That is so exciting. And pretty soon, you're going to be writing your first academic essay. Now, I know that can feel like a really big, maybe even scary task. But I want you to think about it differently. See it as an exciting journey, a chance for you to discover something totally new. And today, I'm going to be your guide.
Every good journey needs a map, right? Well, this is our map for today. We're going to follow 5 simple steps together. First, we'll start our journey. Then, we'll choose our path. After that, we gather our tools. Next, we build our argument, and finally, we share our discovery. So you ready? Let's begin with our very first step.
Okay, let's dive right in. The first step on any journey is to understand where you're going, to understand your mission. So before you even think about writing, I want you to just stop. The most important thing you can do is understand what your professor is actually asking for. Think of your assignment sheet as your personal map.
So, how do you read this map? Well, you need to look for some special words. We call these action verbs. These words are basically instructions from your professor. They tell you exactly what you need to do in your essay. They are your mission objectives.
So, what are these action verbs? Well, you might see a word like analyze. That means you need to break a topic down into smaller parts and explain them. Or maybe you'll see compare. That's your clue to look at two things and talk about how they're the same and how they're different. These words are everything.
Now, this is a really big idea for university writing. It's something we call the academic shift. This is all about a change in how you think. You're going to move away from just sharing your personal feelings or opinions and start sharing what the evidence says. You're not just a student anymore. You're becoming a researcher.
And this slide shows that change perfectly. On the left, you see a general opinion. I feel that smart hospitals are good. But look at the right. It's an academic analysis. The evidence suggests smart hospitals improve patient safety. Can you see that difference? One is a feeling. The other is based on facts and proof. That's your goal.
Great. So now you understand your mission. It's time for step 2, choosing your path. You can think of different essays as different paths on our journey. And guess what? Those action verbs we talked about, they're going to help you pick the right one.
In university, you're going to see a lot of different essay types, but these are some of the most common ones you'll find. Let's take a quick look at each one so you know which path is the right one for your assignment.
First up, the narrative essay. Now, narrative is just a fancy word for story. So in this essay, you get to tell a story. A lot of times, it's a personal story that helps your reader understand a bigger point or idea.
Next, we have the expository essay. The key word here is explain. For this essay, you're like a teacher. Your job is to explain a topic to your reader and share information as clearly as you can.
Then there's the persuasive essay. To persuade someone means to convince them of something. So your goal here is to make the reader agree with your idea. But remember that academic shift. You have to use facts and evidence to convince them, not just your feelings.
And finally, the compare and contrast essay. This one is pretty straightforward. You just take two subjects, and you show your reader how they are similar, that's the compare part, and how they are different, that's the contrast part. Simple as that.
Okay, let's keep moving. On to step 3. You understand your mission, and you've chosen your path. Now, any good explorer needs the right tools for the journey, and your best academic tools, they're waiting for you in the university library.
In the library, you're going to find something called peer-reviewed research. This is a super important idea. Peers are just other experts on a topic, and reviewed means they have checked the research carefully. So when something is peer-reviewed, it means other experts agree that the information is high quality. It's a stamp of approval that means you can trust it.
So how do you find this good information? It's a really simple 4-step process. First, you'll go to your university's library database online. Second, you search with keywords. These are short, specific words about your topic. Third, always read the abstract, which is just a short summary, first. This will save you so much time. And fourth, when you find a great article, you annotate it. That just means you write notes on it for later. Now for step 4, let's build your argument. You've gathered your tools, all those great research articles, and your notes. It's time to build something strong with them. You're going to connect all your evidence, and together, that evidence is going to create your main argument. But that can feel a little overwhelming, right? You have all these ideas from all these different articles. How in the world do you put them all together so they actually make sense? How do you connect all those ideas and evidence?
Well, I've got a great little tool to help you. It's called a fishbone diagram, and it is so simple to use. Step 1, The head of the fish is your main topic. Step 2, each bone that connects to the spine is one piece of evidence you found. And step 3, the diagram helps you see visually how each piece of evidence, each bone, connects to your main idea. It's an awesome way to organize your thoughts.
And all of this brings us back to that big, important idea, the academic shift. Using tools like the fishbone diagram really helps you make that shift. So I want you to remember this quote, because it's at the heart of everything. You are no longer saying, I believe. You are saying, the evidence suggests.
We've arrived at the final step of our journey. Share your discovery. You've done so much work. You haven't just written an essay. You have actually discovered something new through your research, and now it's time to write it down clearly and share it with everyone.
A really important skill for this part is called synthesizing. The best way to think about it is like building a puzzle. You have all these pieces from different boxes. Those are your research articles. When you synthesize, you're not just describing the pieces. You're connecting them to create one big new picture. You're creating a totally new understanding. Now, as you share your discovery, there's one last, very important rule. You must cite your sources. And there are 4 big reasons why. 1, you give credit to the original researchers. It's only fair. 2, you show your professor all the hard research you did. 3, you protect yourself from something serious called plagiarism. And 4, you officially join the academic conversation. You show that you're now part of this amazing community of researchers. And why does any of this matter? I mean, it's not just an assignment for a grade. The research you do, the questions you ask, the discoveries you share, they can actually help solve real-world problems in technology, in health, and in our society. Your work is truly important.
So you're ready. You've got your map, you've got your tools, you know the path. The only question left is the most exciting one of all. What discovery will you share?